a small village nestled at the foot of the Pyrenees, there lived a man named Santiago. An old shepherd, Santiago had spent the better part of his life tending to his flock, wandering the same familiar trails that wound their way through the Spanish countryside, following the rhythms of the seasons. His days were filled with the gentle bleating of sheep, the slow progression of the sun across the sky, the rustling of wind through tall grasses. Evenings brought the lullaby of crickets, the quiet rustle of settling animals, the distant hooting of an owl in the forests that cloaked the mountain slopes. One warm summer evening, Santiago decided to camp under a large, gnarled oak tree, whose branches spread out like a protective cloak against the sky. The sun, a crimson orb, hung low on the horizon, casting long, languid shadows over the rolling pastures. As the last rays danced on the tree leaves, he watched his flock graze lazily, their wool coats a sea of soft undulations, each movement as soothing as the ebb and flow of the tides, with the embers of his small fire flickering, casting an inviting glow. Santiago reclined on his bedroll. The earth was his mattress, the sky his quilt filled with brilliant stars. It was a silent symphony of tranquility, the perfect orchestration of night and nature, a lullaby written in the key of life. As the fire dimmed, the constellation-filled sky took center stage, its beauty undiminished by the passage of time. The stars shone brightly, old friends that had guided him during his many solitary nights. Santiago found himself looking up at them, his eyes tracing the familiar patterns: the Big Dipper, Orion, the Pleiades, constellations that spoke of ancient tales and celestial navigation, of dreamers and shepherds past, lulled by the crackling fire and the tranquil murmurings of his flock. Santiago's eyes grew heavy. He closed them, listening to the soft hush of the evening breeze through the trees, the sporadic bleating of a lamb. It was the music of his life, a melody woven from threads of contentment and simplicity. His mind, gently led by the rhythms of the natural world, began to wander down the lanes of memories, of days spent under the hot sun, the feel of the wind on his face, the call of a hawk high above. Each memory, vivid and comforting, held the power to transport him to times of pure peace. And in this tranquil realm, Santiago found himself standing at the brink of sleep, that elusive space between the conscious and the unconscious and the unconscious. He allowed himself to fall into the embrace of dreams, the events of the day slowly dissolving, replaced by the soft swirl of imagination. There, under the old oak tree, Santiago slept, his breath falling into rhythm with the pulse of the night. His flock, spread out around him, slept too, their soft forms like shadows under the moonlight. It was a scene of unspoken harmony, a tableau of a life lived simply but wholly. Above them, the stars continued to shine, the universe moving at its eternal pace. The fire, now only embers, flickered with a soft glow, like a heart pulsating with the warmth of life. The sounds of the night, a sonnet of serenity, filled the air, weaving an enchanting lullaby that sang of peace, of calm, of sleep. And as Santiago dreamed, the world around him continued its gentle journey into the heart of the night, cradling him in its soothing embrace, inviting those who listen to succumb to the soft pull of slumber, a sweet surrender to the tranquil symphony of the night